Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, from Stay at Home Story Cup, it's going to be Serral versus HeRoMaRinE here on Lightshade, the latter edition. Top left, it is the Finn. It is Serral. And in the bottom right, we've got HeRoMaRinE. He is red, he is Terran, he is German. Two incredible players for you today. From, again, Stay at Home Story Cup number 3. Alright, so HeRoMaRinE, a very, very excellent Terran player. He practices a lot against both Serral and Rainer on the European ladder, and he can give either of them fits and beat them, and whew, we're in for a treat here today. Hit that like button if you're excited for Serral versus HeRoMaRinE. And if you're not excited for Serral versus HeRoMaRinE, then, I don't know what to say. I'm not entirely sure why you are here, but welcome anyway. Alright, so one racks expand, 16, 18, 17 here from Serral. Nothing too crazy. I'm kind of waiting to see what the next mix-up. Oh, there we go. Damage, always show. Great. What the next mix-up is going to be as far as build orders go. Like, if somebody could find a better, safer, more economic opening than 16, 18, 17 as Terran, gonna have something better than one racks expand? I don't know. I don't know, but I have noticed that the Brood War meta has changed. Different openings have come into and fallen out of favor over time, and without any balance patches either. So I totally think it's doable. I definitely think it's something that we could see happen. But whether it will or not is up to the players, for certain. And I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the question. Have any non-players been the ones to, like, totally change the meta? Has anybody, like, on the Blizzard forums just been like, I am a Diamond player, but I noticed this thing, and then all the pros are like, oh, yeah, you're right. SCV just making sure that wasn't a pool first play. It wasn't. So, Reaper heading out for a little joyride here. Reaper's name is Zoidberg. I should join the Reaper Corps. Why not? I could finally be a big shot and a fresh meal, too. Sure, I'll go to the other side of the map with my fancy rocket boosters. What could go wrong? What is this on the ground all creepy like? Oh, it's creep. And this big fat beetle, not even a king. You think I should be afraid of you and those little hoopy things stabbing at my neck and thorax? My commander is smart and brave. He will micro me like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't. What's this? He's building supply depots and responding to texts from his mom instead. Ah, if I wasn't being killed, I'd give him a piece of my mind. Wait, you're leaving? It's my smell? Come back, circling friends. We are just becoming friends. I don't do a good Zoidberg. I'm sorry. I know what you're going for there. I've watched a bunch of Futurama. It's a hard voice to get down. But I did my best. It was a little like Groucho Marx, which I guess Zoidberg is a little bit Groucho Marx. 2 kills on this dude, though. 2 lings down, not too shabby. Controlled by an excellent player. HeRoMaRinE, he is not responding to text from his mom right now, that is for sure. Third CC, sub 3 minutes. It is the Korean style. I think I first saw Maro do this. Of course, he might have gotten the idea from somebody else. What is the origin of the super fast third base from Terran in this matchup? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Oh, look at him getting the queen out of the way and then trying to snipe a creep tumor, but can't do it, too low on HP. And Ling's right on his backside there. Starport on the way from HeRoMaRinE. And is there an Overlord in position to scout this thing? Actually, no. That's the closest one. Yeah. So he's going to try to get in here, but he's got a lot of ground to cover, which is super annoying. Hellion out, because of course there is. Another Hellion out, because of course there is. There's always 2 Hellions. They come in sets of 2, you know. Banshee on the way. We're going to get Cloak, or is this just a single Banshee style? Let's watch that production tab. Watch that tech lab and see if we can figure it out. Yeah, Queen's positioning quite nicely. Creep spreading between all 3 bases. Generally how this works. Slow Overlord coming in for the scout, and Supply Depot's kind of deep down here. Oh, with the Cloak. So, honestly, why wouldn't you put it here? Like, that is really hard for Slow Overlords to scout. Is he going to get this? Oh, he got it. Oh, cool. Fine. Serral's totally fine. But yeah, do you feel like maybe if it was over here, you could have stopped this scout? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Hellion's just doing stuff at the front. Yada, yada, yada. I don't know how that works. Did he cancel? No. Banshee's out. And moving out. And going to be pretty useful against these queens to a certain extent. Are you really extending this far off creep? Really trying to push these Hellions away from the edge here so that I guess more tumor can get tossed down. But we got HeRoMaRinE just sharking around the edge. Oh, with Banshee DPS too. Again, the answer to this is entirely queens. How many queens do you have? Well, if you have enough, you can handle this. Not a problem whatsoever. There's that cloak. So definitely at least 2 Banshees. 4th base on the way from Serral at about the 11:30 position. On the 12 o'clocker here, Stims coming in from HeRoMaRinE, going for additional barracks. It's just, you know, it's just going to be that traditional bio stuff. I wish mech was a little bit more viable in this matchup, but there are just too many things that Zerg can do. Well, 1.5 things that Zerg can do to really just kind of shut it down, where Terrans don't want to try it. So maybe somebody will figure it out someday. Cloak Banshee coming in. They don't want to kill creep tumors. They have way too much firepower for that. They're going to try to kill some Odem drones. There is a Spore here for detection purposes, but the Spore can't cover all angles, and so drones are going to die unless queens show up and try to assist with this. So there are some queens coming down. And yeah, again, well-placed Spore Crawler means you're going to take some hits here, right? Some hits, yes. But the queens are really the concern for these guys. So yeah, 3rd base happily rolling, defended by a single siege tank, which I think is pretty darn vulnerable to, I don't know, like 12 Zerglings, or I don't know. How about these Zerglings? They are 20. 20 is enough to kill this, that's for sure. You just worry, I guess these Marines are back here a little bit annoyingly. Changeling comes in and sees what's up and goes, Actually, Hellions are here now. A bunch of Marines are here. It's time to go. This was lightly defended for about 30 seconds. And then all of a sudden, this is a big push coming. So HeRoMaRinE, again, has definitely beat Serral before. He's very good at macro. He can show up with armies maybe a little bit sooner than Serral's been ready for in the past. So, again, Serral the more accomplished player, but this is a really strong push out of HeRoMaRinE. Upsets happen all of the time. To the point that I don't know if it even counts as an upset. Like if you're, I don't know, HeRoMaRinE, Raynor, Serral, Clem, Showtime in the EU, you're kind of all on the same level, right? I know some of these players have won world championships and premier tournaments and stuff. But, there's that Baneling attack. See, that's, that is something Serral likes to do. Overseer goes in for a beautiful scout. He's like, is there any chance of battlecruisers showing up here? No? No. All right. Yeah. I mean, we saw... Has that been posted yet? A Serral versus Clem game where Clem just sent down like 7 Marines into this area at right about 7 minutes. And it's like, oh, you're morphing Banelings down here because you do that sometimes. And just it was a beautiful read from Clem. He's a smart kid. Very, very good at the StarCrafts. I mean, it's probably not spoiler territory at this point, but man, did you come back in with Banelings? Came back in with Banelings. Oh boy. HeRoMaRinE, you're kind of getting picked apart here, friends. Oh, off creep, this is not going to accomplish much. Ling, oh, look how vulnerable those SCVs are. Oh, with some better target firing there. Those Lings could have killed 3 or 4 more SCVs, I think. Yeah, it's Ling, Bane, Queen at the moment. My goodness, he doesn't even have Hydralisks? I don't know about this. Is he trying to get into Ultras fast? This might be dicey. This might be a little bit too risky for Serral. I like Serral a lot, but I'm not sure about this strategy. Again, it's Serral. I shouldn't question him. Also, this Ling run by is beautiful. Like, holy crap, everything's dying here. On the other side, you have to come onto the creep because Serral's been really, really creep conscious today. He always is. Sometimes he's less creep conscious than others, but nice flank attack coming in from the top side. Pull back. Reinforcements coming in. Tanks getting some nice shots off. Okay, they're all dead. But the reinforcements coming in. Problem is, more reinforcements are not exactly coming in because we're dealing with that Ling attack that just, it wasn't a huge investment, and now we can do this because there's not a giant army coming from HeRoMaRinE to shut this down. Not even close. However, tanks on the high ground, good units. 20 kills here. They're not godlike overpowered units, but they are good units nevertheless. Cloak Banshees are still alive. They didn't overextend at all. Maybe they did. Get out of there. Get out of... Oh, the Overseers follow him, and the Queens are... Nah, dead. Another Ling counter, but HeRoMaRinE has learned his lesson for this game. He's not going to send out units like by themselves necessarily. Got a tank set up in siege mode to help prevent that situation. And oh no, the third base though. Again, a lot of injured SCVs means they die a lot more quickly to Zerglings. 7 more have gone down. We're looking at 27 SCVs killed in the first 10 minutes. Not good for HeRoMaRinE. Here we go. Marching up the ramp. Serral, no, backing off. Which again gives the tanks a couple more opportunities to fire here. 160 to 137 supply. It's not a massive advantage for Serral, kind of like what we're seeing, but the longer this goes on and HeRoMaRinE, you know, losing those SCVs, not getting a 4th base, he might be committing to this a little bit too long and not expanding. Look at pulling the SCVs out of there. He knows that the Lings are coming back for those wounded, juicy SCVs that are not being healed up today. Tanks, 27 kills, 25 kills on those guys, and every time Serral tries to approach, they're taking big-time tank shots. So that low-ground tank is dead. He's trying to come in for multiple... Oh, the surround, though. Oh, the surround on everything. Okay, those tanks are dead. And that... Oh, GG. HeRoMaRinE taps out at 11 minutes in game number 1 of our sneaky twofer between these two players. Dang. I mean, what? 135 supply here for HeRoMaRinE. He's got 51 Marines and a tank. He's got 84 army supply. I don't know. It feels a little bit premature, man. I guess let's take a look real quick. What did he have by way of army if Serral just A-moved across the other side of the map when this game ended? The surround, though. Like, I don't know how many times I can have to tell you guys. Zerg players, surround is good unit. Dang it. They're so fast on the GG to quitting. It's like hacks or something. I don't know. Alright, so basically the tank dies. Oh, the tank almost is dead. It has 100 and... Wait. That much HP? That seems wrong. 100... Whatever. Okay, so what does he have? We've got a handful of Marines here. A tank. Okay, fine. A lot of that supply was in medevacs. I guess he did have a bunch of Marines inside medevacs here, though. I don't know. Could he fallen back to this tank? Maybe retreated a little bit, held his 3rd. The problem was Serral had a 4th base rolling. He had a 5th base popping down here too. I don't know. HeRoMaRiNE's just like, I didn't kill any bases. I didn't kill any drones during that attack. And let's live to fight another day, I suppose, is what he was going for there. So Serral does take the 1-0 lead in our sneaky twofer here today. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this so far. And we'll be back with more just how about right now. We are on Pillars of Gold for game numero dos of our sneaky twofer. Top right, it is HeRoMaRiNE. Bottom left, it is Serral. Whew. Alright, so if you've been missing episodes of the Falcon Paladin Hour, I'll put a link in the description to where you can find them. It's on Somicron's YouTube channel and Twitch stream. Again, Falcon Paladin Hour once a week. It's just me and Somicron talking about StarCraft 2 and TV shows and books and movies and anime and stuff. So if that sounds up your alley, then go ahead and click on the link in the description and you'll be happy. It's free, by the way, as all podcasts are, I feel like. 16, 18, 17. I've been listening to podcasts since like 2000 and I want to say 2007? My favorite sports writer, Bill Simmons, back then. I've been reading his stuff for years. He started a podcast, and I was like, I don't know about this podcasting thing, but okay. I mean, I had a commute. So, got a podcast app, started listening, and I've just been listening to podcasts ever since. Sports podcasts, ball sports podcasts in particular, stuff about movies and TV shows. Again, what interests me as a human being. So check it out. Reaper on the way. We've got a Reaper name ready for him as soon as he's ready to pop here. Overlord scouting. Are there any proxies? And no, HeRoMaRiNE not going for the proxies in either game here today, which, not crazy. I feel like the prevalence of proxy strategies in this matchup is fairly high, but not like, 70% or anything dumb like that. So SCV once again trying to see, did Serral pool first me? And Serral did not. Serral will do it every once in a while. There was a time when Serral would never, ever pool first you, and every player knew that, and so they never prepared for it. But he's done a good job recently of being like, alright, fine, I'll do it every once in a while. Camera's gotta catch up. Reaper name is here. General Falcon Paladin said to the crowd he needed to know how many people were here. One citizen shouted, here. However, this was a recruitment drive for the Reaper program, and his response was considered consent to join. Well, let that be a lesson to you. Don't respond to questions posed by Falcon Paladin. Oh, that was close to a dead drone. So close. So close to a dead drone, but not quite there, yeah. Overlord Scoutin sees, yes, the command center. Not surprised based on, the lack of bunker or marines trying to kill me right now. So, all is well, and all is fair in the love and war here on Pillars of Gold. Lings are knocking down their own unbuildable bricks. That's what they're called on this map, is bricks. Sometimes they're rocks, sometimes they're plates. I guess these are bricks. Because, you know what? I've done this before. I've definitely been in a situation where I'm like, okay, the Hellions are here, I gotta get them. And then, like, I attack, click, and click on the unbuildable bricks. And all my units go, the bricks must die! And then the Hellions roast up my entire mineral line, and that's it. So, it's bad. It's a bad feel when it happens. And the professionals have done it before, too. They know the feel. So they're gonna kill those bricks. At least the Zerg player is. I mean, we don't have much to kill bricks right now. Hellions are bad at that, but I assume eventually he'll take those down. I'd be surprised. Do you know the story? Do you know the story of why these bricks exist, oh viewer? Are you maybe a fairly newcomer to the StarCraft 2? Because, this is Cloak Banshee again. There was a build, once upon a time, where Protoss would throw up 3 pylons at the base of the Zerg ramp, and there was nothing the Zerg could do about it. It was incredibly difficult to kill Cannon Rush, and the Zergs couldn't figure it out. And eventually, Blizzard was like, alright, here. It's not an elegant solution to the problem, but basically it means you can't wall off the bottom of a ramp anymore. Alright. At least not in the early game. Like, I suppose if you really, I don't know, if you got to a crazy late game scenario, you could totally kill these bricks and then wall off the bottom of the ramp once you clear this creep, like, right, like Serral's on one base because you've killed his natural, and then you can wall off here if you want, but other than that, not really possible. Again, Overlord gets the perfect scout on this Cloak Banshee shenaniganry. Banshee is moving out. How long ago was that? I want to say that was Heart of the Swarm, which, it's getting old. I'm getting old. That's the feeling here. Overlord finally dies. He knew he was going to die. He was sacrificing himself for the swarm, as all Zerg units are willing to do. It's not really a consideration or a problem for them whatsoever. Lair on the way from Serral. Did he win that last game with nothing but Lings, Banes, and Queens? God, he sure did. He can make Zerg look incredibly overpowered. But then, Stats beats him, or Clem beats him, and it's like, oh, suddenly, the shoe is on the other foot. I mean, it feels really simplistic for me to say it this way, but I do feel like a big part of why Clem is so successful versus players like Serral and Raynor is that he uses Widow Mines. And it's not just that he uses Widow Mines, it's that he uses Widow Mines to great effect. He's very micro-intensive with them, he's unburrowing them, and putting them in the exact right spot they need to be. And all it takes is, like, for Serral or Raynor to, he can defend against 18 Widow Mine hits, no problem. But then maybe the 19th, or the 20th, or the 21st catches 15 Banelings in a really crucial situation, and bam! Clem is all of Hans at that point, So rocks are down, just so we can't set up any tanks down here, is the whole plan. I mean, that's why Serral worked so hard to kill these rocks there. For that very purpose, it's a beautiful tank setting up position. So, gone now. That's not good for HeRoMaRinE. He's making tanks, he's getting combat shield, he's pretty much doing the same thing he did in the last game. He's keeping his Hellions alive. He's getting tanks, he's getting Marines, he's upgrading said Marines. Medevac production is happening here too. And pretty much the same thing from Serral. He's just going for Banelings, 1-1 for his Lings and his Banes, getting centrifugal hooks. It's just Lings and Banes. Like, there's no sign of further tech other than that. I mean, he's got a lair, so he could throw down a spire. That'd be kind of neat. But as it stands, no. I guess maybe he just feels like he can hit. Oh my gosh, he do this again? He did this again. It's not Banelings this time, but it is about 7 minutes in attack on the third base. I guess, I don't know. Like, apparently, some Terrans, including HeRoMaRinE, need to learn how to defend their third bases better. In ZVT especially. Yeah, so the Queens need to be here at the front lines just to deal with pretty much the Hellions. Not bad against the Marines at this stage either. When the Marines start getting better upgrades and they've got a lot of medevac support, then the Queens die. But at this stage where 1-1 isn't done, okay, it's like done now. And Stim and Combat Shield aren't done and stuff. Queens can do pretty well. Ooh, nice snipe on the Tumors though. Beautiful snipe on the Tumors. Fantastic job. Hey, your third base is in a lot of trouble, HeRoMaRinE. I know. I don't even have any Zergling or any SCVs down there. I have Zerglings there, though, Falcon says subliminally. Again, HeRoMaRinE, just the sheer amount of, like, the same thing that's happening here is happening here. However, some Banelings are getting canceled. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. So he's sacrificing 11 SCVs and, like, the sanctity of his natural base to kill the fourth base of Serral. Does he have enough Banelings here? The Banshees are doing what they can. Pulling back, tank firing, splitting all over the place. Is it just too much for the splits? It might just be too much for the splits, ladies and gentlemen. That topside group is not going to work, and bam! Serral's your winner in 8.5 minutes. Blah. Yeah, so the lesson learned today is, have something to stop this from happening. Serral is going to go after your third base around 7 minutes, so, like, maybe just be ready for that. I just want to see how well this goes. The medevac's doing really well. SCV's good fighters, man. So he does clean it up, but then it's just... Serral's just got too much going here, man. Too many Banelings. We're engaging on creep, which is terrible. The tanks die. The left side didn't have enough. The right side didn't have enough. And then he stops a micro, and that's it. So, army supply is technically bigger for HeRoMaRinE right here, 44 to 32, but a lot of that's medevacs, which aren't fighters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 medevacs, which is a ton of the supply. 18 Marines, a tank, and a Banshee. Just nope. That sounds like the beginning of a joke, but nope. Not what we're looking for at all here. So, Serral, just Lings, Banes, and Queens, man. If you can play like Serral, you can hold for the first 10 plus minutes of a ZVT with no further tech. No Roaches, no Ravagers, no Hydralisks, no Mutalisks, nothing. Just that. Of course, let's have upgrades. Let's have +1/+1. Speed. Centrifugal hooks. Yeah, Widowmines. Widowmines are a big deal. HeRoMaRiNE's timing pushes aren't necessarily as fast as they need to be, and he's just not defending back home is the larger problem. So, great job by Serral getting the 2-0 sneaky twofer victory here today. And that's going to be it for me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.